I'm frustrated in myself because I have been stalling. I'm on location at a construction site, as you can see. All around me is slabs and saw machines and wood that will eventually be transformed into walls and foundations. You got to have a solid foundation, and you have to have the basic elements and requirements in order to be able to build something sustainable, something that will withstand storms, something that will become something greater than just the wood and the concrete upon which it is built. So a couple things to bring you all up to speed. We have recruited initial swatch of about 60 speakers. The good news is we have no excuse to get us started.
That's great.
Moving us over to Stripe is turning out to be a little bigger challenge than we thought. Once everything works, it'll be magical.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is simplify the friction for every process that we offer. The biggest process that has friction is a registration process. So the idea of having one click create an account and one click checkout is really killer. Have you ever been to a website where it says you can create an account or use Facebook to create an account?
Use Facebook to log in, yeah.
We can now do that on our page. Pretty cool though, huh?
That's great. So I think today we should focus on coming up with a specific day in September for the launch.
Can you do me a favor and draw 6.5 rectangles up on the thing up there?
Like a grid?
Yeah. In order to persuade the marketing team that we needed to start the launch early, I had them go through an exercise. There was no way we were going to be able to reach the goal if we waited, but they needed to buy into the numbers. They needed to see it with their own eyes. What do you think, Jen? This is why we have these kind of meetings, to have a reality check.
Yeah.
You could come up with any excuse to not get started. You know, it doesn't need to be rocket science to get this thing launched. It could just be update the sales page, get all the stuff on there, and send out a couple of emails. And remember I told you how people make decisions when they buy? I've got new data for you. I just got off the phone with Chris Mercer. My hypothesis has been that people buy on their first visit or they don't buy at all.
What you're trying to do with analytics, when you have a hypothesis of, okay, I believe this to be true, you use analytics to prove yourself false.
What this is telling me is that I'm actually wrong in my hypothesis right out of the gate. When you think about this, this justifies all the remarketing that we do, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
The data doesn't lie. Wouldn't you agree?
I would definitely say the probabilities are that the original hypothesis was
okay, so my wife, I hope she is not watching this. I'll confess, I was wrong. It happens.
It's recorded.
Oh my gosh. Mitch, edit this part out. 40% purchase on the first day that they visit the sales page, but 60% purchase on later days, and you can kind of see how this drops. Let's go back over here and digest what this actually means. Getting the word out to them sooner, knowing how many days it takes for people to purchase, might actually be wise for us. A low profile, get the word out, blitz campaign for 1 week might actually be advantageous for us.
We could do that, like August 20th. August 20.
Great job, everybody.
Okay, thanks. So we had a big discussion about setting the launch date. Mike showed us some research, and he had a pretty strong argument for launching earlier than September. So we settled on August 20th. That's going to be our big launch.
Okay, I'm going to go for a little walk and be thinking about whether or not I should or should not start a new podcast. We're going to go down there. Sometimes when you are planning, there are unexpected obstacles that present themselves, like this monster rock. When you're starting something new, you're going to face massive blocks that you're going to have to push through.
If we're going to grow to 7,000 attendees at World next year, we need some more help in the marketing department. So we put out a job rec, and we're starting to get some candidates in. It's really cool to see the types of people that are interested in coming to work with us. I've got about 10 really good candidates that I'm looking at right now, so next step is to just find out who would be the best to come and help us.
I'm frustrated in myself because I have been stalling. I'm waiting for something and I don't know why, and I'm not getting started. And here I am at a construction site that just what it seems to be months ago was nothing but wood. And now it is pretty much a house. Progress is being made because these guys are working. Hopefully this frustration will turn into inspiration as I hear these guys hammering away and making stuff happen. That's what I needed to be doing, hammering away.
I'll restate my concern, and I think it's exactly the reason why you haven't done this yet. You stated in your own words, I don't care if this actually fails.
Right.
But just a moment ago, when I asked you why you want to do this, you did say, I feel like I'm meant to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to do this.
I do feel that way, but I also felt like I was going to be the next Disney, and that didn't happen. We did hire this amazingly talented guy. He's always smiling, and frankly, he just stays at his desk all day long, just kind of over there in the corner. Please join me on The Journey. Subscribe now on YouTube by visiting journey.show. For extra special appreciation, hit the bell and let us know you've joined the Bell Squad.